What the hell? I kill this. They must have fired Jimmy the Greek by then. He'd already um, passed along his thoughts on genetics and whatnot. So here we are, going into the last week of the season. I'm gonna catch you all up the best I can. Everything's decided except for one key position. Chris Sari is in. David Sock, and I'm going to refer to him as David Cry Me a River Sock the rest of the way because on draft night he was being he had some glitches. He was getting auto drafted on, and I remember that night I said, "Yeah, David, that happened to me once, and that was the year I won the league." So David auto drafted his way in. He was squawking though. He was squawking like a big old bird. But David's in the playoffs as well. Congratulations. John Minton is in the playoffs. Has been fairly strong all year. And in our last spot, and we have Paul Kuczynski barely. I think there's only 7 point difference. I'm pretty sure. Barely beating Jerry, Mr. Petrino. No longer Gary. No longer Larry. Just, uh, just the man, the myth, the legend right now. You got an R in that, Gary? I mean, Jerry? No, it's Petrino. Okay. Very cool. So, this is a win-loss situation. So I got to go look and see who they're playing real quick. But, oh my God, they are separated on total points by point 0.6. Now, next year, what we will put up for vote is what I'm thinking is we are going to say the tiebreaker is a combination of points for and points against. And if you think about it, that makes sense, right? Because the points against thing, you don't have any control over it, but it can give you a couple more losses that you shouldn't have had, so it should factor in. And the way to factor that in is you just combine the two, right? So you combine points for and points against. Whoever has the most, that's your tiebreaker. We'll put that up for vote next year. I think it's a no-brainer. We should do it. But fucking Chris will bitch about it. Say, whatever. He's in the playoffs. He doesn't care. What's he care? Chris is sitting on top of this thing with 1892. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh no, he's not either. I tell you who has the most points is John Minton. John Minton. See, John Minton has 1924 against, so you'd combine up his points. So it's kind of interesting when you look at it. Inca would it's real tight on points for. It's point 0.6 points separating Paul Kuczynski and Jerry. If we did it the way we want to do it next year, Jerry would easily have it because he's had a lot more points scored against him. Like, Jesus. The only reason Kuczynski's up here, people, he has 1,708 against him. There's nobody even sniffing that. There's a lot of guys that have 1,900 points. Tim White's one of them. Uh, and so does Sofredo. I mean, hell, even Minton may be more impressive than we think because he's got 1,900 and some against him. So Cooch has 1,708. He barely has 1,700 scored against him. So he's been lucky all year long, which we knew that. So I think everybody in the league, I think I can speak for everybody in the league when we say go Inca Ballers next week because that's just how it should be, really. All right, so let's go look at who we're playing next week here. So I got to make this to week 18. I'm not even going to do reviews because we're 80 weeks behind and I've been lazy. Oh, is this lovely? I play Kuczynski. Wouldn't that be a sweet win? And then who does? The Junkyard Dogs are playing Sevredo. Sock, who is in, is playing Tim White, who is out. Quinn Berry. So our house has a lot to. Our house here has a lot to say on who's. Quinn is playing Jerry or Gary. Jerry. There is no R in there. Is there an R? God, my eyesight sucks. No wonder I got glasses. Is that Patino? Patrino, whatever. You know who you are. Golfer of the year. And then Chris and Mitten play each other, but that's just going to be a precursor to the playoffs. So um, Quinn is last in the league. I'm probably ninth in the league, so they both have kind of easy games. So if it plays out the way it should, Cooch will be in. If I can somehow beat Cooch and Jerry can win, then Jerry's in. Most likely. If well, Jerry has to win and outscore Cooch by a point because they'd be tied record wise. So he'd have to outscore him by a point. So that's what we have going into next week. All right. So what I want to do here is go through real quick weekly high score on our guys. And Chris, if you're watching this, you might want to write this down. So week 1, Wellborn. Okay. 142. I'm writing down the scores too because I want to see who did the best of it. Real quick, week number 2. This thing will be real quick, but boy, that's a close one. 126.9. 126.9. Tell you that's pretty low. Wow, Quinn. Quinn has one. Did not know that. If I screw any of this up, please let me know. I don't think so. Oh, it's right here in black and white. Week 3. Ooh, I know who won that one. Easily Mitten. 156.5. That one is up there. It's getting near the high water mark. Week 4. Chris, take that down. Looks like he did. Chris in a really good game with Wellburn. 149.3. So early in the year, Wellburn was really competitive. Not so much later in the year, but somebody needs to work that waiver wire better. Week 5. Oh, I can almost tell you who won this one too. That's pretty close. How about Mr. Paul Sifredo? Good job, Paul. 141. Week 6. No, of course I can't win. This looks like Chris to me. Chris, 146.5. That's 2 out of 3 for Chris, I think, right there. Week 7. Man, this is back when I was winning games. White and I had a good game that week. Oh my God. Mitten again. And he had a good one with Sock. Mitten, 156. Even. Week 8. 44.5, maybe. Yeah, that was a close one. Tim White, 144.5. Highly contested week. And we start getting in these buys a little bit, so we'll see what happens here. Jesus, how did I screw up my season? I won again that week. Beat a playoff team. Shit the bed the rest of the year, I guess. Freaking Jerry beat me barely. 142.5. Jerry, a son of a bitch. Kick you out of the league next year, Jerry. It's week 10. Boy, you can tell there's some buys in here. I'll be darned if he didn't win it. No, he didn't. Well, this guy did. And he bested his own score. Junkyard Dogs was way up there, too. Mitten, 157.1. Bested. That's the best so far. He's beaten his own records, both of them. So nobody's competing with him. Week 11. 128.9. Wow, this is a this, you can see this across the board. This is my start of my downfall. David Sock, 128.9. Low scores in the league that week. Week 12. Woo! Chris. Well, that did it. 164.1. Week 13. Who do we have? Could it be? No. Oh, man. Sofredo just got beat out. How about that? Looks like to me it is Tim White, 128.7. White. T White, week 14. I beat another playoff team, but I'm sure I didn't win. Yeah, of course not. Jesus Christ, I can't win. I cannot win a thing on this league this year. How about barely winning this thing? Paul Sofredo, 133.9. Oh man, my wife's gonna walk in the door and I'm sitting at her desk right now. So you're gonna hear a bunch of commotion. Shit. Won another game, but I bet you I didn't win weekly high. Of course I didn't win weekly. Only one person beat me. I finished second in weekly high score honors about 5 times. Mitten again, 148.2. Mitten, you're taking home some money this year, dude. Okay, prepare for the wife. It's coming. There's the door. It's coming. It slams the door. Live video, hun, so, you want to come be on it? All right. This looks like Chris, 149.2. Wasn't as bad as I thought. And last week. Who took it down last week? I know I sure saw that. Oh, there's a good one too. Man, I tell you what, every once in a while, Welburn.
We do have a little bit of work.
Okay, I know. We're just finishing up a video. Welburn 151.1. Okay, so let's count these out. Welburn has 1. Welburn has 2. I'll save you some money. Quinn, I know, just has 1. Mitten has 1, 2, 3, 4. Mitten has 4. Chris has 1, 2, 3, 4. Chris has 4. Paul Sofredo has 1. Thought you had 2 of these, Sofredo. Forgot Crown. 2. Always accusing me of stuff.
What did you do?
No, it's what you did. You left the chicken at an angle. I opened up the door and the chicken falls out on the floor and it broke that big container. I had to clean it up for you. Live video, hun. Okay. 2, Sofredo. Tim, 1. I at least have 2, Tim. 2 for Tim. Jerry, 1. So we got to 8, 10, 11. That's 16, so I should only have 1 more here, right? Did I miss 1 at Tim's, maybe? No, there's 2 Tim's. Oh, Sock has 1. That's it. So 8 of the 10. Are you telling me Kuczynski does not have a weekly? Neither do I. Well, of course he didn't. He only has 1,700 points scored against him. He didn't have to. So PK and I are the only 2 that don't have weekly high score honors. All right. All right. So Chris, you got that. So Fredo 2, Tim 2, Jerry 1, Sock 1, Welburn 2, Quinn 1, Minton 4, sorry for him. All right. So that's going into last week. We know the matchup. We know what's coming. There's not much left to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about the NFL real quick. Crazy year. Lions, I don't know what happened. A lot of injuries. So once again, we're back to these damn injuries and not knowing anything about anything. And we're kind of there at the end of the year too. Um, Two teams that are kind of coming on that, yeah, you want to think are the best teams. Man, I'm going to say a team from the AFC may not even make the playoffs, but they were my pick the whole year. I still like the Ravens. Still like the Ravens. Um, I think they'll kill this. I don't think they'll kill them. They'll beat the Steelers. I think maybe. I don't know. Um, Shit, really though. If I had to kind of think of who I who could come out of that AFC real easy, it's Houston. Um, as the guys like to point out, their defense is it is too. It's good. San Diego's defense is good. It's just not as good as Houston's. Houston's offense is a hell of a lot better. That's about it, man. I just don't trust. I don't trust Jacksonville and some of those guys. I don't. Buffalo's down. I think this year in the NFC, I'm not sure. Hell, the Bears could win that. San Francisco could win that. Seattle could win that. I don't think, and the Eagles could win that. Green Bay cannot do it. Nobody from the South can do it. And there's three teams out west that probably could. The Rams look a lot different with both the receivers on the field, so they got to get Adams healthy. Then the Rams have a shot, but we'll see. So that's it. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with this shit. We'll keep you posted. Once the playoffs start, you guys know the rules. Purge your rosters, choose your keepers by. Let's try to have our keepers in place by Tuesday. And usually we text draft this, and for some reason, even when guys are in school or at work, this goes pretty well because you guys by Thursday have an idea of who you want. And we can kick off that texting draft if everybody agrees on Thursday. The only people that are going to be on that text is I'll probably be on there with Chris and the other four. And then when the draft is done, we'll post the results for everybody in the league to see and go from there. Um, and we can have live scoreboard updates as the weeks progress. Everybody knows the rules. It's 2, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, and 2. You get two kickers, get two defenses, get two tight ends, get four receivers, four running backs, and two quarterbacks. We got a automated spreadsheet that we've developed over the years. It's really good at putting this in. We cross check each other. I'll usually have one of the playoffs teams cross check me, and uh, and we cross check each other. But usually we're within a point, or and anymore, as long as I'm getting the stats entered in correctly, there's no discrepancies whatsoever. I don't think we had any last year. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Another good year, another great league. If you want a weekly high score honor, subtract $20 times the number of times you won a weekly high score honor from what, 137, I believe. I think it's 137 is what I have to pay. Chris will hit you up when the playoffs are over. Tell each one of you what you owe. My number is going to be real easy to figure out, and so will Quinn's. So will Cooch's. Well, Cooch depends. Cooch, you got a big game this week, buddy. So Cooch and Jerry, head to head, bragging rights of two retirees from TKI, PKI, whatever the hell the name of that company was you guys work for, TSI, something, car giant conglomerate thing. And I'm sure that ship is probably starting to straighten out now that you guys have left. Anyway, I will. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you guys next week.